It's episode 9 of season 2 at Itzam-Ye of the Mayans MC. We kick off this episode.
Coming fresh off the best episode of the Mayans up to this point. So
yes, we just had Chib, Sam Crow in the house, but sadly they've left the building.
Yeah,
but
no Chibs, and automatically, this episode's going to be
I didn't like
this
episode, right? Episode 8 ends with Riz being shot and Coco getting blinded. But then as soon as the episode begins, we get Coco being discharged. Now how much better would it have been if this episode just started with the aftermath of episode 8, them being rushed to hospital instead of Coco being discharged?
Yeah, straight away you see Coco getting discharged, he's alright then.
Coco basically says that he'll eventually get his vision back. It's 70 in one and 20 in the other. So yeah, he basically wants every VM member dead, right? Which he can kind of get initially.
So he says he'll get his vision back, but he spends the rest of the episode bitching about how he wants to kill them all because he can't see.
I mean, it's a bit cringy for Coco, but meanwhile, that's what it actually says here in the recap. So it actually says elsewhere, right? But Riz, he's sitting in his bed. Well, he's sitting in his bed. He's done. He's got the tubes on.
He's not really sitting. He's laying out. Down and out.
It's gotta be. He's expected to pull through, but it's gonna be a long thing. He's out of surgery, but he's just got to get through it. And he's still critical condition. Taz, though, you can kind of see Taz is broken up by the whole thing. Bishop reveals here that he's told the Kings that they're going to be discussing a vote, but of course the club is a bit torn here because it's kind of like money over revenge. What have you got to choose? What's going to happen? Basically, Bishop says the Kings will be privy and want to know what the vote is going to be. But meanwhile, it's everyone's favourite scene, everyone's favourite characters. We've got the Galindos, we've got Dita, we've got Emily, we've got Miguel, damn it. Meanwhile, brother. Nestor, he informs Miguel that Emily's outside basically drinking. And Miguel says to Nestor here that this whole beef, well not beef, but the whole situation with Potter and Adelita, it's ripping his marriage apart. But you know what? What's that? We don't give a fuck about the marriage. Ain't that right, damn it.
Aye, we don't care about it. I mean, hopefully the marriage does get ripped apart, so there's less scenes of these two together, and that would work for me.
We then get a scene at the brothel. The Kings and Bishop are talking. They say that Chibs and the Sons are pissed about what happened after they left, but they say the deal kind of still has to go through.
Hold on, is Taz ever actually in these brothels? Has he actually ever
done anything?
Aye.
Unless there's a gay fucking room or something.
Is there a gay guy upstairs there?
A Kremlin at the back fucking door. But Kanchi and Oscar basically say it's a club-wide problem because of this whole deal. Your charter makes the call, but it's a club-wide problem. Bishop obviously a bit pissed about this. And we've got Coco saying in the whole... They don't do the vote here, but they're basically discussing it. He's like, this isn't a motorcycle club anymore, it's turned into a business or whatever. And it's like, right, Coco, can you not see the bigger picture here? None of yous have died. You wiped out 9 of them. There's a massive deal on the table, and you're going to get your eyesight back. He then goes on to say, I hope that includes a fucking health plan. Yeah, I know what your health plan is. Making loads of fucking money and getting your eyesight back.
Exactly.
You stupid dick. You blew up your own health plan. He's still so pissed off about this. Awful. But during all this, brother, we get Felipe explaining his childhood to his 2 sons. Oh, we love it. He basically says that his grandmother took in a bastard son of the family, and it was a favour Jose Galindo never forgot. Of course, with more stuff, Felipe talks. See this whole storyline about him, being in this cartel, being connected to the Galindos, right? This could actually feel important. Not that it doesn't feel important, but you could actually care a lot more if this guy wasn't such a boring bastard. Yes or no?
I don't fucking care.
Because seeing Sons, right, when you've got Gemma and Clay talking about JT, they make it work and answer. They make you feel like you're there. This guy makes you want to feel like you're nowhere near there. That's the fucking truth. I'm not saying it feels like a copy. It kind of is like a copy of that, but it's completely different. I'm not saying they completely copied it, but this guy doesn't make it work. Everyone, it makes you feel like, fuck, what was going on back in these cartel days? Yes or no?
This is shite, right? Just end this. I don't mean the video, I mean
Ah, yeah, I know you're on about. I mean, we're into season 4, guys, and he's no dead, but Felipe basically admits to everything here. And everything is his fault because he had relations with Dita and Jose. That could have been the reason why, man. Easy then reveals to his papa that it was a Sam Crow member that killed him, which he doesn't really need to know. He could have just said it was a hitman link, but yeah, we'll add in his Sam Crow. God damn it for the
Cheap pop.
The cheap pop. That's it exactly. Easy then admits to these two that he's concerned for Emily, but then Felipe assures him he'll get her to the house and they can talk about the final piece of the puzzle, which of course is the whole money thing.
Here, I don't know if it's because season 4 is better, right? But see, reviewing this is putting me to sleep. Whereas when I reviewed that episode of fucking season 4, it was like 5 a.m. I was wide awake, I was buzzing. So, I mean, is it just pure... But then again, I was buzzing for the last review. I think it's because you're talking about Felipe. Wait, what's next? What? Now I'm literally about to fall asleep here.
What's next? Well, I'll tell you what's next. We essentially get...
Wrap up the Felipe stuff in like 10 seconds, go.
Okay, right, he's done. I'm done with Felipe for now.
No,
Miguel,
I'll fit the whole episode.
I don't know what happens. I fucking remember, you stupid dick. Right, Miguel explains to Emily that, he's going to use leverage against Potter because he had a kid with this woman who was a key witness in a murder case that basically got Potter one of his big wins. And now Emily can essentially give this information over to the Reyes family. But of course, will she? Who knows? Oh, brother, Miguel asks Emily what's going on with Felipe and Ease, and she says, I'm just there to pick up meat. God damn it, we gotta pick up the meat. Miguel then confronts Emily about the whole clerk being shot. We remember him as Marlowe, and then he says, it was a fucking suicide. And Emily's like, yeah, it was a fucking suicide. You remember this, big man?
Yeah.
So Miguel does have a leg to stand on here. Go for it.
I think so, because Emily was like saying to him, oh no, you need to leave your world behind. You can't bring your world into this. Yet Emily's essentially just got this guy killed.
Exactly that is it. Miguel then instructs Marcus to dig in to the Reyes family.
Felipe, get your shoes, get your coat, and fuck off out of here.
And then we get more scenes of Dita saying to Emily,
oh my god,
that she wanted to die in the fire. Well, I wanted you to die in the fire too, but fuck.
I want her to fucking die in the pilot, man.
I know. You know, and then that's how Felipe gets Emily to come because he asked Dita for a favour. Yeah. That's essentially what happened.
Could you imagine the Better Call Saul fucking intros, but with Dita and Felipe?
No.
5 minutes of those two, right?
Next. Essentially, though, we get a meeting because Bishop calls Alvarez to basically.
El Padrino, help me out here.
And this is fucking embarrassing.
I need your advice, puppy.
It's embarrassing. It really is. Like,
it's weird, like when El Padrino's not at the club, fucking Bishop, all he wants to do is fucking hold his hand and kiss his ass. But
that's just
when he's back, he's like fucking revolting against him.
This just wouldn't happen, Sons.
Imagine Jack's going up to fucking Clay's like caravan. Hey Clay, I need your advice on a boat.
I know there was point in Sons. I remember one call. I can't remember. Was it? Yes. Jax goes to Pope, but he's kind of like. Remember he says to him, he's like, yeah, the club took his patch, but I wanted blood. He's referring to Clay. And then, of course, he sets Clay up for Pope's murder, but, you know, I think he was kind of just pointing, getting that information on that. But Marcus, he arrives, of course, being told to probe into the Reyes family. He shows up at Easy, and then Easy says he cares about Emily, but he refuses to basically give Marcus any information. But it's like, what is this all about? It's fucking Marcus Alvarez here, Big Alvarez. He knows that Easy's talking shit. And why is Easy... I don't get this whole fondness he's got of Emily. She's a fucking cunt. I hate her. I fucking hate the bitch.
I need to know where your loyalties lie, yes. Fuck. My loyalties do not lie with the whole Emily, Galindo, Adelita, Dita, Felipe. I mean, anytime I'm going to be completely honest, anytime I see that shit, I want to turn it off.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I didn't really mind Galindo at the start of the show. I mean, you know, when he was fucking torturing people and all that and cutting arms off, and, you know, he seems like a badass dude when he first, like, basically, you know, ran down the club for losing his heroin. You know, that felt pretty big, like, I enjoyed that, but, I mean, this Galindo, the family man Galindo... In my opinion, ever since his son... Well, not when his son got kidnapped, but like ever since he's got his son back and I respect Adelita, and him allowing Emily to come into his, his place of work and essentially not control him, but essentially fucking be like a 50-50 partner. I mean, this is a fucking cartel. I mean, she should be, only thing she should be 50-50 with in the kitchen, right? Even that should be 100% her, but...
Next up, it's stuff that matters. The club essentially focused on retaliation. Bishop brings up that if Riz had died or Coco, his sight was permanent.
I wouldn't have hesitated.
So if Coco had 20% in one eye, 70% in the other, that would have warranted a vote. But Riz being critical and near dead's not worthy of a vote. Like, where's the logic there?
So they have the vote. We have Coco. He's like, yep, let's do it. We got Angel, he agrees. He's like, yep, let's go to war. We've got Gilly there who says, yep, retaliation.
So is Angel.
Bishop says, I've already covered Angel. Bishop says, sorry, no retaliation. Hank obviously agrees with Bishop. And then Bishop says, with proxied, Taza and Creeper's votes, they're both no. And that means it was a 4-3 majority.
Coco then turns around and says, how will you be able to sit at the same table with the VM and act like nothing's happened? Well, hold on, the VM came to your
after you killed 9 of them. I mean, you gotta look at it both ways. So, yeah. And then Coco's leaving. I mean, by the way, does Riz not get a vote?
Nah, Riz is dead.
Does Riz not deserve a wee vote?
And talk about Riz being dead.
Well, before we even get on to that, he walks away.
It's the only interesting of this fucking episode.
Yeah, I know, but he walks away and then Bishop says that Coco can't see the bigger picture, and Angel turns and says, no offence, Bish, but at the moment, I don't think he can see much of anything, referring to his bad eye. And I thought it was a good line. That was good. I enjoyed that. That dialogue was good.
That was no bad, wasn't it? That was no bad. Right, Emily, right, let's just wrap this up. She basically tells them all what's happened, and they basically figure out, it must have been Galindo. And then she's like, but Miguel wouldn't do anything to hurt you. Emily, pissed off, and now they're going to have to use what leverage? Do they save Felipe? Do they save Adelita? Who gives a fuck? Anyway, back to the hospital. What happens? I'll tell you what happens. Bumboy comes in, presses the thing, squeezes his oxygen. Good night, Riz. Major character death. What you got to say about it?
I say major character death, it felt like, I mean, does Riz feel like a major character though?
No.
Yeah, so Riz dies. Taza basically, stops the oxygen flow that obviously kills Riz, and the reason Taza does it is because he wants to get retaliation. He wants, the Mayans to get revenge against the VM, but he didn't have to kill Riz. All he had to do was vote against Bishop and not proxy a no in terms of no retaliation. I don't understand this. This has to be one of the biggest writing flaws in TV history. Because there's no other way to look at it. The only reason you could say is the only logical way to look at it is Taz didn't want to vote against Bishop. Why would he agree with Bishop, then just kill Riz to get what he wants? I mean,
it's almost like he thought disagreeing with Bishop was worse than killing Riz.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he thought.
I mean, you could argue maybe he thought the club would vote retaliation anyway, and his vote didn't matter. But I mean, if you really want retaliation, then why wouldn't you just proxy your votes to retaliate?
Garbage.
I mean, I don't understand it. I do not understand this whatsoever.
And you know what? It wasn't even the worst part of the episode, because one minute, we need to hold up a minute, because the reason he found out it was Dita here is because he remembered that like 10 years ago, he saw Dita and Miguel at the fun fair. It was Dita staring at Marisol and Felipe. And no, it was about this. Felipe is about 70, and Marisol's about 14.
Marisol looks younger than fucking Easy. Like, well, in fairness, they were both sitting down. No, let's be real, right? No offense. Felipe is a crooked, old, boring bastard, and Marisol actually looks like a young, attractive woman. So I mean, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know. See this. I'm all for it, right? I totally understand. Easy can remember, the chase with Happy. I get that, right?
That makes sense.
That's believable. But remembering a random fucking carnival night where he sees a woman standing in the background.
Yeah, it's
Is that
completely
something-
different than the night your mom or you went after your mom's killer.
Yeah, and you get arrested, you get sent away for 8 years or whatever. You know that would you know what I mean? That's fucking. I mean,
Garbage,
I
I
can
don't
remember
like
big moments in my life. Fuck me, but I couldn't remember who was maybe standing to the right of me like 10 years ago at a theme park. That does not.
I'll tell you what, guys. Right, we've made this for a few 16 minutes or something. It feels like a. It's episode
Feels like a
rating
fucking
time.
hour.
We went through the best episode to one of the weaker ones of the season. We had a big death, but the rest of it was shit. It really was shit. It was filled with shit scenes and also people.
I'm getting a 5, and I feel like a 5 is a bit as good as I could go.
I'm going to go a 4.
4.
Unless it's the Miami Grand Prix. Well,
4.5. Yeah, nah, it was pretty crap.
and
There was no FEM in this either,
no,
which was again a bit of a letdown.
but we've slapped El
No
Palo on it
chips.
for the crack.
Yeah, just stick a pile in there because
Why
I'm
not?
too lazy to get a picture of anyone else, and that'll pretty much do it.
I'll pretty much do it, guys. And until next time,
Peace.
bitches.